Welcome to this flow class. Please have your mat long waist today if you like to have line of sight. For the majority of classes, we'll be sweeping side to side, and I'll reverse call the postures so that hopefully everything will work out. And if you want to have a block at either end of your mat, if you find those handy, or an egg, anything you've got, please feel free. You may have to push them out of the way sometimes. And let's start on our backs. Just for a few breaths. If you wish, as the weather gets colder, at least here, perhaps you engage in your ujjayi breath, where there's a slight constriction in the back of the throat as you inhale and exhale through the nose. Let your breath guide the movement, maybe even empower it. Prana. Inhale, splay the fingers and toes, stretch. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to splay. Exhale to squeeze. Continue with your own breath to expand and inhale, and contract as you choose the exhale. Few more rounds. Depending on your pattern. Last one, splay, inhale. And then exhale to hug those knees in toward the chest. Rock side to side if it serves. Remember, this is your practice. Listen to your body. Your body is boss, not me. Make circles with those knees one direction. Again, all options. And reverse. Take those knees apart and make circles to the outside edges of the room. Just to awaken the hips. Again, switch directions. Legs out in a V, lengthen them and bend. Lengthen and bend. Like to inhale as I lengthen, exhale as I bend. Round two more. Last one, reach. Then bring those legs together. Stretch the arms out from the shoulder socket. Make circles with wrists and ankles. Start to engage the core here. Lower back imprints. Reverse directions. My favorite, make some circles with the shins and with the forearms. Egg beater. You're a swimmer, this will be familiar to you. The circles as small or big as you wish. Reverse. And then shake the arms and legs. You can kick your own bum. Maybe make some sound. Let it all go. Ah. And pause. Breathe here. Plant those feet and peel the spine off the earth as the arms reach overhead. And then circle the hips down as the arms circle round. Again, lift and lower. A few times. Last one, lift and stay lifted as the arms circle round. Hips stay where they are. Press the palms into the earth. Integrate the ribs. Come onto the toes. And then roll onto the heels. Toe ball, heel, heel ball, toe. Engage those glutes, the back line. Press the backs, the shoulders down, and the head. More time, come onto the toes and pulse the hips for 5, 4. Try to stay stable here, unlike me. 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips a little higher. And slowly lower the heels and allow the spine vertebra by vertebra to return to the earth. Outstretch those arms directly from the shoulder. Allow the legs to lull to one side and then the other. Perhaps you gaze over the opposing shoulder. One more time, those legs come away from me, reach the arms overhead, and perhaps the legs lengthen, especially the front leg or the leg closest to me. And slide that leg back and slide the arms back in and switch sides. And then arms and legs, especially that furthest leg, lengthen out. Draw them back in. Other side. Lengthen, reach. Pull everything back in, switch sides. One more time, long body stretch. Then roll onto that side toward me, only to press yourself up, facing one of the short edges of your mat. Preferably your head is in alignment with mine. It's on the same end of the mat. Then come into tabletop. Begin to paw at the earth. Sweep or slide that hand along your mat. Feel through the hands. And then turn the palms or bring the palms underneath the shoulders. And then turn the fingertips to the outside edges of the room and toward you. And just rock forward and back here if it's okay for your forearms. Turn those fingertips back out. Forward. Turn them in. And arch the spine. This may feel a little awkward. And round. So explore your cat tilt. One more arch. And come to neutral. Turn those fingertips forward and same thing, round. And arch. You like this. Last one, arch. Then come to neutral. In this tabletop, let the chest just sink slightly. The arms are still lengthened, just a micro bend in the elbows, and then press your earth away. Let the chest lower and lift. Head stays neutral. It's really good for supporting our shoulders. And things like chaturanga, we need this. 2 more. Little scapular push-ups. From a tabletop position, 1 more. And send your legs a little further behind you, just so you can lower to the belly and come into a small sphinx and drop the chin. Look up and down. If it serves the neck, could be a micro movement. Every time, look up, stick out the tongue, and then head back to neutral and make little circles with the nose in one direction as you press through the forearms. Press the tops of the feet into the earth and reverse the direction of your head. I have active legs during any chaturanga. And pause ahead. Perhaps you lift up onto the hands if it's available to you. Again, don't forget about those legs. And then lower down. Those hands come closer toward the shoulders or the upper ribs as you press yourself up and back for a downward facing dog. Pedal those feet. So your hands feel ready as you pull the fingers slightly toward one another and press the hands down, still a slight dome in the center. And that back leg furthest for me, comes up and pull it through to meet the hands. And lift through the chest here, hands still on the earth perhaps, and then lengthen that right leg. And plant the foot, come forward to the chest, and length. Feel like this. So warm through the hips. One more time, come forward. Stay. Lift through the chest as the torso rises, just for one breath, perhaps baby back bend here. And then hands frame the front foot, only to bring that back hand toward me. Blade or kickstand that left shin and extend the right leg long, so you turn toward me. Hands plant here. Reach that right arm up as you rotate open to that side and thread the hand underneath the opposite arm. Reach and open and close and thread. You like this? More time, reach. And then bring that hand down and slide both hands toward your left hand side and come into this side plank here. And let's cup the shoulder with the top hand and make some circles with the elbow. Reverse. And reach that arm up to the sky. And place the fingertips down as you line that left shin up with the short edge of your mat and send the leg high into the sky. So it'll be your back leg here. Bend the knee, stack the hips, open to the wall behind you. Let's make a few circles actually with that back hip. So knee is bent here as we circle that leg and find the stability through the hands, balanced weight, and reverse the direction of your circles. And then from here, pull that leg through, drop the back shin, lift through the chest. And here we go forward and back again. Extend the back leg and then bend the back leg. Always one of my favorites. Like a lot of variety in my practices, but this pops up a lot. So it's just so good. One more time, come forward, inhale. And exhale to roll up through the spine as the legs come to 90-90. Arms reach overhead, that small back bend. And then hands come to the inside of the lead leg here. Kickstand the back shin, so that right shin for you. Hands come to the long edge of your mat as you slide left leg long. Right arm reaches, rotate open. And close your spiral. Open. And close. Two more. Last one, open. And then slide those hands over toward that left-hand side, and that side plank. And cup the shoulder with the top hand and make some circles. Reverse. Reach that arm up and place the hand back down. and send that back leg high into the sky. So you come into three-legged dog, bend the knees, stack the hips for a moment, press through the hands to protect the shoulders. And make circles with that bent knee. Reverse. And this time place those feet side by each and roll forward into your plank. Your knees could be down here. And perhaps a high cobra here. So we've skipped the chaturanga. And hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward again. Knees might come down, lift through the chest. Tuck those toes, hips up and back, down dog. One more time, maybe you stay lifted this time. And let's take your version of chaturanga, whether the knees are on the earth or not. It's fairly early in the practice. Find your variation of Sphinx, cobra upward facing dog. And hips up and back, down dog. That right leg or back leg rises. Pull it through to meet the hands. Again, we'll come into the low lunge, but this time roll right up with the spine and rotate open toward me and sweep those arms up as you come back to center and rotate away. A few times like this. Press through that back shin and that lead heel. Last time, come to center. And then hands come to the inseam of the lead leg. Slide them over to the long edge of your mat. Kickstand that left shin. Again, that right leg will come out to the side. This time, roll up. Reach those arms high. Circle them in behind the body. Lift through the chest. And then send that left hand to the earth as you side plank once more. And this time, top elbow to knee to elbow. Bring them in and reach long. Two more. Last one, curl, pause, extend, reach, and see if you can use the core to come up and side bend to your right and your left. The hand may come down. Last time here to the left, and bring those hands in front of the body once more, only so you can assist that right leg out in front of you. I know it comes off the mat here into a lunge, perhaps a deep one here because we are low. Arms reach. That left arm will come back as you perhaps take a little back bend here. And then those hands will come to the left edge of your mat. Kickstand that back leg, circle and sweep that right leg up into the sky. And you could stay with the leg lifted or bring your feet side by each as you come forward into a plank. Find your variation of chaturanga. Again, the knees can be down. Your variation of a up dog and down dog. Shake the head, yes. And shake it, no. You could be in child's pose right now too. From here, that back leg rises. Pull it through to meet the hands. Lower the back shin. Roll up through the torso, arms. Rotate open toward me. Arms come back up, neutral with the spine, and then rotate away from me. You like this? Last one to this side. The last one. And come back to center. Hands come to the inseam of the lead leg. Kickstand the back shin. Hands come to the long edge. Left leg comes out. And this time, roll up through the spine. Arms lift. Hands could come to the small of the back, or perhaps they interlace if you're open enough. That doesn't serve everyone's shoulders. Look at the tongue there. As you take that right hand out to the side. And other arm perhaps over the ear. Inhale and exhale, top knee to elbow. Continue here. Few more. 2. Last one, pause. Lengthen. And bring yourself back up through center. Side bend over to the left leg. And then over to the right. Here, we don't want to dump. We want to use the muscles along the waist. Last time, lift. This time, come to center and support that leg. Hands could also come to the earth. Bring the leg forward. And nice deep lunge for just a moment. And back out perhaps a little as that right arm comes behind you, left arm reaches. And then hands to the inseam of the lead leg and walk them to the short edge of your mat as you kickstand that back or lengthen out that back leg. Tuck the toes, sweep that left leg up high. And if you wish, you can leave it lifted or not. So you come forward to your chaturanga, bend the elbows, and come into your version of up dog and down dog or child's. Pulse those feet a little bit, so kind of like a little calf raise. And then this time change, bend the knees and lengthen, bend and lengthen. Last time, bend, lengthen, and roll forward and take that back leg and bring it through between the hands. Rotate away from me toward the back of the room. And then hands can come to the inseam of the lead leg. You could blade the back foot here, bring that left forearm to the thigh if that's more available to you, because this can be very deep. You want to block under the hand. Slide that right arm open and sweep it closed, open, and closed, open. And everyone come a little higher. Arm over the ear, top hand. And that left arm will drop, and that right arm will reach. Did I get that right? The back arm will reach. And then return to your side angle. And then come up into the exalted. Just flow in and out here. Really press through the feet. Hug muscle to bone. Reach one more time. And allow those hands to come to the inseam of that back leg. I like to come onto my back toes for this as well. And then walk your hands toward me on a diagonal for runner's gait. Press through the hands and perhaps look back behind you between your legs. Or inhale here. And then exhale to have both sets of toes turned toward me. Hands at center in this wide forward fold. And then take that right arm up and rotate to the left, or to the right rather. And then switch, other side, left arm reaches, rotate. And then sweep those hands all the way to the left edge of your mat. Turn to face the left edge and step back into your plank. Come forward slightly with the body. Choose your chaturanga if you wish, in your version of the up dog. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Back leg rises. Pull it through to meet the hands. Lay that back foot as the hands come to the inseam of the lead leg. Oh wait, forgot one thing. Right hand plants, revolve toward the back leg. The rotation to the back of the room. Then the hands come to the inside of the lead leg and blade that back foot. See if you can come into the deep variation without collapsing in the side angle, because it is about length. So if we find we're rounding, better to be high with the forearm on the thigh. Just for a moment here. Everyone forearm to thigh. And that right arm will drop, left arm reaches, exalted, and flow here into the side angle. And that reverse warrior or exalted warrior. Strong legs without crunching through the toes. You know, I like to do. Use the feet for a tool to activate the glutes, the hips, the thighs. Everything engaged. One more time, reach. And hands come to the inseam of right now. What is your lead leg, that back leg? And then walk them out on a diagonal toward me. You might blade that back foot, or you might stay on the toes and look between the legs. Runner's gate. Feet turn toward the long edge of your mat. And this time, let's sweep side to side. Let's sweep to the left where we were before. And rotate again toward the back of the room. And then sweep to the right, left, right, and rotate to the back of the room. And this time, frame that front foot. And let's step forward. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Bend those knees, sit into chair as the arms perhaps come by the sides of the ears, perhaps not. And we lift all the way to stand. Arms sweep up. Sit into chair. Step back with that front foot, that left foot, and rotate to the back of the room. So the hands are together at heart center. Rotate away from me in this prayer twist. Then hands come to the inseam of the lead leg. Blade the back foot, and then sweep over to the opposite side. This time we'll drop that back shin, so that right shin, sweep that right arm up, the left arm also, or up and back, and that left arm reaches. And then frame the front foot and step forward. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sit in the chair. And come to rise. Again, arms sweep up. And pull the belly button to spine as you fold. One more, hands to shins. And then step back with that right foot. Remember what I'm doing? Oh yes, I forgot. And let's lift up through the torso, hands to heart, and rotate toward the back of the room in the prayer twist. There we go. More inhale. And exhale, hands come to the inseam of the lead leg, only to sweep them to the opposite side. Feet follow suit, and then rotate toward the back of the room. Hands frame the front foot as the back shin comes down. Or left arm sweeps behind the body as the right arm reaches into that low, kind of exalted lunge here, or low lunge rather, low crescent. And then step forward to the front of your mat. Again, hands to shins. And this time, perhaps you exhale and roll up vertebra by vertebra. Like to inhale as arms pass apart. And bring the hands through to heart center. Just pause here. And then arms sweep up. Forward fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift. And fold. Step back into plank. Come forward slightly with the body strong here as you take your chaturanga. And lift the chest through the arms. And then take a brief child's pose. Perhaps you widen the knees. You need to make some space. Child's pose is not okay for you. You could roll into your back. Hug the knees into the chest. And to slow things down here, Come into your down dog. And send that left leg high. And then pull it through, but drape the shin for pigeon. If you don't like pigeon, I think I instructed this last time, the hip can drop. You can bend the legs for deer. You could also take the leg across and be on the back in figure 4, where you flex through the top foot and pull that thigh toward us as it presses back, or pull those hands toward us as the thigh presses back. That's better. And lower to any degree here. Perhaps you lower yourself to a block or put a block underneath that lifted hip if you find you're sitting too much to one side, hips aren't level. And whenever you're ready, press yourself up onto your hands. If you're not already there, tuck those back toes and let's suction cup in that thigh with the bent leg. Just pause and lift it high into the sky. And an optional flow. You could come forward again with that 3-legged dog. Bend the elbows to chaturanga. Then come into your version of the Sphinx Cobra for facing dog. And hips up and back, down dog. I think that's your right leg. Right leg comes up, or when you didn't do, and pull it through. So find your variation, whether that be deer. You usually need to lean forward to find the sensation in the front hip, or be on your back with the leg you're trying to stretch across the front. Pulling the thigh in and the thigh presses back. In the figure 4. Inhale here. And exhale to find your way onto your hands. And tuck your back toes, inhale. And exhale to suction cup that lead thigh in. Pause. And then send the leg high. Again, you could take a break here or come forward to any variation of plank that you choose. Your version of chaturanga. Your version of the up dog. And down dog. Slide forward into a plank, only to lower slowly, slowly to the earth. And flip over. Ooh. Let's take that right leg up into a hamstring opener. So clasp the leg, either thigh or shin. Have a strap, it can be looped around the foot. Do what you will with that other leg to support the lower back. And then hug that right thigh in. And with the left hand, take it across the body, supine rotation. A different variation of the rotation would be more of a cattail, at least that's what we call it in yin, where you bend that bottom leg and you might reach for the foot. It's going to add a chest opener here. Not necessary though. You may get a stretch even in the, I do anyway, in the quad. Everyone's different in the back quad, into the chest. And on that lowered side, just lengthen the arms and legs out, lift the bottom waist here as the top leg comes behind you, and you might shift it forward and back to find your psoas. Some people feel nothing here, some people feel lots. I love this pose. And then roll into the back, kind of a star position. Then hug both knees into the chest for transverse colon. And hamstring lengthener on the left side. Back of the head is heavy. Grounded. Bend that leg in. Give it a hug, squeeze, descending colon. Right hand crosses to the left thigh, pull it over. So if you can sense a spiral in your spine. That bottom leg can bend if it serves, not for everybody. And clasp perhaps that foot, or just have it bent behind you. Inhale. And exhale to roll fully onto that right side, might be away from me here or toward me. Extend that top leg and just shift it forward and back if that feels right. It may or may not touch the earth either. You're really tight. Oh yeah. Lift bottom waist. And return to the spine. Star. Hug those knees in. Take the feet together as you open the knees. Plant the feet, and here you are in cobblers. If it serves your body. If this doesn't serve, you could also have the legs long and in the air. And a V. And close your legs like a book. You might take a little knee mountain before we close. So heel toe, the feet out to the outside edges of the mat, and let the knees come in and breathe into the pelvic floor. Soften the shoulders. Wiggle the jaw. And circle, unless you want to stay there, those shins round, and then allow the feet to splay open. In Savasana. And feel free to alter your Savasana. It's kind of this active rest, but if you need to do that in a different variation on your belly, on your side, bolster under the thighs, do so. Notice the quality of your breath. There's no right or wrong, but just notice how it's reflective of your current state. Or how even when you regulate it, it can alter your state. Change your state, change your fate. I think that's a Tony Robbins thing. It's not mine. Change your state, change your fate. And the mind wanders, as minds tend to do. Utilize the breath, this present moment. It's available to you in sensation to return. As we cultivate a healthy pattern of observation. To allow us to better respond rather than react. By regulating what we can and letting go of what we can't. That's the hardest part. Sense yourself become heavier on the floor as the earth rises up to meet you and you greet it, melt into it. There's a lightness in your chest with each inhale. And the space is created with the exhale as you let go. As able. It's all a practice. From here, begin to add small movements to the body. Maybe that's fingers and toes. Maybe that's rolls of the wrists and ankles. Reverse any circles. Just notice if they feel different than the ones at the beginning of class. Those wrist and ankle circles on our backs. Maybe more fluidity in the joints. Just notice. Perhaps a long body stretch. We bring on a yawn, let me become real. Hug those knees into the chest. If this makes it available to you, you might Rock the head side to side and wiggle the jaw. Even pause on one side. And the other. And roll into your favorite side. This little seed position. Until you're ready to start to unfurl to come to seated. Perhaps in cross-legged position. Maybe a few cat tilts here where you pop the chest and then round. And then pause and sweep your head to one side and take the eyes in the opposite direction. If you would like a little bit of vagus nerve work, eyes could be open or closed. Pardon me. Just be careful if you have heart issues, blood pressure issues. Sure, it feels good. And sweep your head the other way. Unless you want to stay a little longer, that's okay too. Take your eyes the opposite direction. You don't have to keep pace with the instructor. They're just a guide. Take your head back to center. Reach the arms. And today, let's fold forward if it's for you. Thank you to Mother Earth for this practice. Thank you to each other. And thank you to ourselves. Roll up through the spine, perhaps. Rub your palms together. Maybe even switch the crossing of the legs for equanimity. Feel into the heart space. You can connect with the compassion inside you. And separate the hands and feel. Take your healing hands, spread that energy where you want or need it most. Or you return your hands to the heart. Thank you for practicing with me today. Sat Nam. If you like this video, share it with a friend. If you live in the Simcoe County area, I work at Giovanna Wellness in Barrie and at the Body Hub in Midhurst, Ontario. See ya. Bye for now.